Hi and welcome back to the channel. Back here again with my Lotus Esprit and making a video which I didn't think I was going to be making for a little while, but a shout out from George from Super Classic Motoring, thank you George, has meant that I've got a few more subscribers who are probably interested in what I'm going to be doing with my 1979 Lotus Esprit S2 sat here next to me. And actually being next to the car again, you can kind of see proportion wise sort of how low this thing is, which I think in my other videos didn't really come across, but it really is, you know, a pretty low thing, 43 inches or something like that off the floor. So this is going to be my first restoration of a car, or full restoration rather, and this car being a bit unique in the fact that it's well, fiberglass on a steel backbone chassis means it requires quite a lot of space to restore it, which I don't really have anywhere. Also don't have the funds to do it readily available to pay someone else to do that, and I don't have the skill necessarily to do the whole thing on my own. So thinking about that then, I've kind of thought about how I'm going to sort of share it with you, and video wise I don't think I'm going to do a how-to step-by-step process of how to restore it, because that's not really my thing. My videos are more about driving cars and small mechanical tasks and that kind of stuff, and I think I won't be able to present it in a way that will be useful to the general audience. And people like George from Super Classic Motoring have great videos on how to do that kind of stuff, so it's best to stick with the sort of polished content there rather than me trying to give people bad advice, whatever. But rest assured I am going to film this every step of the way and share major updates with you and that kind of stuff. But on top of that, I've got some ideas of how I can keep people involved in the progress of this car. So for that, I'll take you back to my house, where I'll talk through in a bit more detail how that's going to be done. Okay, so we're back here in my house now, and the reason for coming back here is to take you through what I think might be a good supplement to the sort of more high-level videos I'm going to make about this Lotus restoration. So as I said, my content is more sort of small mechanical tasks and actually getting out and driving my cars. So I think kind of a very detailed set of videos about the Lotus restoration is going to be quite heavy going for people who are coming to my channel for, you know, an MG having a country drive, or an XK8 going through a tunnel or something like that, and then having, you know me going on about how to wire a Lotus dashboard. I don't think that's going to be very in keeping with my sort of style of videos, I suppose. Not that I'm claiming to have a style, but you see what I mean. But obviously a lot of people who are now joining the channel and subscribing want to see a bit more detail about the restoration, and I feel I can share some of that with this sort of build log that I'm putting together. So essentially it's a spreadsheet that I'm going to keep on Google Sheets, and I'll share the link out as a sort of read-only thing so you can have a look at that. And in this build log, I've got sort of a summary page with a bit of information about the car, and kind of a breakdown of the different sort of high-level components, and they'll more or less align to the videos I think I'll make about the car and how I restore it. And that way I kind of keep the content focused and kind of a complete section of the car completed in each episode, if you see what I mean, even though it might take a long time to produce one, because some other parts of the car might need to be done or partly done before I can complete a certain section. So there'll just be a bit of patience required there, I think. The other thing I want to do is try and be quite transparent about cost. So on that front page as well, I've got a box for how much I'm spending, and then the detailed breakdown of what I'm spending on the other tabs. So I've got one for parts, along with like how much I paid, where I got it from, and any sort of remarks, reviews, whatever, about that particular part that I've bought. Same with tools and consumables, and also so consumables, say for example I bought that leather cleaner the other day. If I like it, I'll put like, oh, I like this product. If I didn't, I'll say, oh, I didn't really work out how I expected it to, or there's a knack to it, or something like that. And the same for services. So where I've got to sort of involve other people or companies to rebuild the engine, for example, or to paint the bodywork, I'll put there who I used, how much it cost, and any sort of remarks I have about that particular service. The final thing, I suppose, which is kind of the second sheet, I think, is the build log itself. So I'm going to try and do like a diarised format of the date that I went to work on the car, what I did, and if I did produce any content, either YouTube or if I took a load of photos in like a photo bucket album or something like that, I'll put a link there for people to have a closer look. I mean, I might even start a forum thread on the Lotus forums as well, and I'll keep everyone involved who wants to know about that. I'll publicise it on the channel as a sort of community post or something like that. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, this might all change. This all seems very organised of me, and I'm not an organised person. People who know me personally will sort of attest to that. I'm very disorganised, so we'll see how long this kind of gets kept up to date and that kind of thing. But I will try, because I know people will want to follow this this series of videos and see how I get on. One thing that is going to come in handy is my Lotus Esprit workshop manual. So I did buy one of these, and it wasn't cheap, but I think it does kind of have quite a lot of information in there on how to take apart and put back together the car, which I'm sure will come in handy at various points. And the other thing before I go is just this other little side project, my Lego Lotus Esprit. So I haven't finished it yet. It's quite hard to find all the different parts of Lego in my son's toy box and online, but that's going to hopefully get built soon, well, a lot sooner than the real one anyway. And I'll put a link in as to where I found the instructions to build this. I kind of adapted it to be the right colour or similar colour to mine, but the build instructions are for an S1, so people who are into Lotuses might want to find out how to build your own Lego one. So I think that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, a bit of an insight as to how I'm going to try and tackle this restoration, and hopefully I'll be back with some more content very soon. See you later. Bye bye.